Hey, it's Josh with Pro Team Collision, and this year we put out a lot of videos to help make your driving a little bit safer. Here are some of our best tips and tricks from 2025.
A lot of people see this button and they know what it is, but they don't know what it does. If you are trying to cool off your vehicle quickly, you actually don't want that to be selected because your vehicle is very hot and you want to pull outside air. Once it cools off, turn that on and it'll keep your vehicle cool. If you wear gloves, this hack is for you. It can be really frustrating to take your gloves off, your hands are sweaty and you got to put it back on. So if you're a hairstylist and doing colors, if you're a mechanic and you're around grease, if you're a nurse and in a trauma area, you can actually put multiple sets of gloves on over top, whatever type of repairs you're doing, and your hands get dirty. Rather than trying to put a new pair of gloves on, you're ready to just keep going. Just tear off that pair of gloves and keep working. So I hope this tip helps. Like and share and send this to somebody you know who could use this tip. Hey, it's Josh with Pro Team Collision, and this week's Pro Team Pro tip. You may not be able to stop somebody from stealing your car if they truly have the intent, but here are some tips and tricks to keep you and your vehicle a little bit safer. You can invest in a club. They're a steering wheel lock that can just deter somebody from trying to go through the effort of stealing your vehicle. Park in a well-lit area that is easy for people to see. Another great tip is you can put an Apple AirTag or another type of tracking device inside your vehicle. So I hope these tips helped, and like and follow for more.
This tip is for the boys. There's nothing more frustrating than when you get to your ratchet straps, you're untangling a big giant mess of rope and trying to figure out where the two pieces are. This is a really fun hack of how I like to secure my ratchet straps, and I hope this helps. So you take your long line and you wrap it up. So then you leave just a little bit extended. You're then going to take your ratchet part and fold that up and set that on top. And you are going to set it where the groove is over here. And you're going to thread the strap through and go all the way back around and thread it through again. Then you take your ratchet and crank it down. And you have a handy way to store your ratchets, and they're not tangled, they're not tied up, you're not using anything other than ratchet itself. So when it calls for you to pull out your ratchet strap, you are just ready to go.
Here's one thing you should never do after an accident. Never sign anything unless you know exactly what you're agreeing to. We had a customer who came in, they sent photos to the insurance company wrote them an estimate and it said, you need to sign this and we'll send you the funds. And what they had ended up sending them was a release of damages. And what that means is that no longer would the insurance company pay for any additional damages to that vehicle, known or unknown. So when the customer dropped their vehicle off for repairs, we found structural damage, and the customer then had to pay all of the additional damages out of pocket. The vehicle had structural damage that required these repairs to be completed. So never sign anything that you're not sure exactly what you're agreeing to.
If you're doing this one thing, you could be ruining your medication. Extreme temperatures can affect the medication's effectiveness and potency. So do not leave it inside your vehicle. Make sure you take it with you and leave it in normal conditions.
Hey, it's Josh with Pro Team Collision, and here's what nobody will tell you after you get into an accident. When you get into an accident and the other party's at fault, call your insurance company just to notify them of the loss. You're still going to go through the other party's insurance. Next, you're going to have to call the other party's insurance. They're going to need a statement from you and a statement from their insured to determine liability. From there, they will be handling the full claim, rental car coverage, and the rest of the damages to your vehicle. I hope this tip helped. Like and follow for more. Did your tire pressure light just come on? It's good for you to check your tire pressure seasonally. So inside your driver's door jamb, you'll have a sticker there that'll say exactly what you should inflate your tires to. SUVs and trucks sometimes have a higher PSI that they require you to be at. So check your tire pressure sticker and then go to the pump. Step one, you want to set the proper tire pressure. Unscrew the cap. Make sure you don't lose the cap because any dirt and debris can hit that and you'll lose air over the course of time. It will beep once the tires are properly inflated. Repeat that for all 4 tires and stay safe. Like and follow for more. Do your headlights look like this? What should you do? If your headlights look like this, what that means is that the UV and the weather has broken down the protective coating on top of your headlights. This can be a safety issue as it's blocking light from coming out. So when you're driving at night, you don't get the full effects of your headlights at night.
So you can do different coatings and clean up on them. But the problem with just polishing and buffing is you're just removing more coatings. It'll oxidize much quicker and come right back and look even worse. So there are a few options out there that you can recoat them. If you don't address it, it will leave you with the only option of replacing your headlamps. So double check your headlights, put a coat of wax on, and like and follow for more.
If you have a broken windshield, listen up. Even a small stone chip can lead to a large crack in your windshield. Now that it is getting cold, you're going to be using your defrosters to get the fog off of your glass or melt any type of ice. And this rapid heating and cooling of your windshield can cause a small chip to crack. So it's always best to make sure you get this taken care of right away. If you do have a small chip, it might be able to be repaired by doing a chip repair. You'll always see that chip though. But as soon as you have a crack, it does require replacing your windshield, and your windshield is a safety item. It's part of the structure of the occupant compartment. So it's always best, if it does crack, to make sure you get it replaced. I hope this tip helped. Like and follow for more.
If you see somebody on the side of the road, emergency vehicles, tow vehicles, somebody just broken down, move over and allow them to work safely. When you see vehicles on the side of the road, you're naturally going to want to look at them, and your vehicle will drift towards what you're looking at. We just want to get you home safe, and us as well. Oh no, I need to get gas.
I'll just get it in the morning. I'll have plenty of time. No, you won't. You're not going to wake up early. You're not going to have more time later. It's actually not good for your vehicle to run it on empty. When you run it too low, it will actually cause excess heat and wear on your fuel pump. So plan ahead, fill up your tank, and it's better for your vehicle.
Hey, it's Josh with Pro Team Collision, and do you know the 4 most common places to get into an accident? Stick around for the 4th one, because I think it's going to blow your mind. The most common places in the parking lot. It's lower speed impacts, but in tighter areas where there's a lot more people and vehicles and blind spots, low speed impacts happen quite frequently in parking lots. The next most common is at intersections with traffic lights, vehicles crossing paths, a lot of things going on, distracted driving. Intersections are responsible for 25 to 40% of all traffic accidents. The third place is urban areas. High populated areas will have more vehicles, more commotions, more traffic. It'll have more accidents too. Did you know most accidents happen 2 to 5 miles away from your house? It's where your mind goes into autopilot and you don't really think about all your turning points, braking points. You're just in muscle memory. You start thinking about what you're going to be doing when you get home and all the things that are going on in your day. And if a vehicle pulls out or something jumps out or something changes, weather, you're not necessarily prepared because you're not in the moment. Most accidents will actually happen in that tight radius because you just go into autopilot. I hope these tips helped. Like and follow for more.
How long should you start your vehicle and let it warm up for before you start to drive? So we always want to remote start, warm up our cars, warm enough for our comfort. Having your vehicle run for a long period of time before you start driving doesn't actually warm up the whole drivetrain. It will start to heat up the coolant and the engine itself. The rest of the drivetrain does not get warmed until you start to drive your vehicle. So you only need to let it start for just a couple seconds, about 15 to 20, and then just a smooth, easy drive. It'll bring the temperature of the transmission and the engine up to operating temperature. So you don't need to let it start and run. It's a waste of fuel and it's not really beneficial to your car. So I hope this tip helped. Like and follow for more. I don't know if anybody's noticed, a lot of newer vehicles have this box right in front of the steering wheel. What's really interesting is a lot of new technology that's gone into cars. And this one is a little bit weird and I don't know, maybe creepy. What that is doing is it is watching my face the whole time I'm driving. So your phone can pick up these infrared signals. And those are the cameras that are watching you. What it's doing is it is recognizing my face. It's recognizing the orientation of my head and where my eyes are going. So it knows if I'm becoming a distracted driver or if I'm not paying attention to the road, or potentially also fatigue or drowsiness. It can give you alerts that you need to wake up. It can give you alerts that you're not paying attention to the road, especially people who are playing on their phone. It's recognizing when that happens. If somebody drives with their hand in front, it will tell you to move your hand. It can't find your face. So I don't know if you've ever noticed this or what it is, but that is actually cameras that are watching your face. Thought this was interesting? Like and follow for more. Listen up, bikers. These tips are for you. This week's Protein Pro tip, we're talking about bicycle safety. If you are riding on the road, make sure you wear a helmet and wear high visibility gear while you're riding so people can see you as easy as possible. You're much smaller than a normal vehicle, so you need to stand out much more than a normal vehicle. You want to have lights and reflective gear on your bicycle so you can be seen at dusk and dark. When riding on the road, always follow traffic signals and traffic commands. Following what the signs say, operate your bike within a bike path wherever it's available or bike lane, and use proper hand signals to let other drivers know what you're doing. Don't make sudden swerves or lane changes and assume that anybody can see you. Always operate defensively, giving plenty of time and notice to everybody around you. If you're a driver and you see a bicycle, slow down, give them space, and when you have a safe opportunity to pass where you can give them at least 3 feet, then you can pass them safely. You're operating a vehicle. How much they slow you down is not worth the stress, the frustration, the aggravation, and to prompt you to do something that's very unsafe for them or yourself. So always give bicycles extra space and extra grace to get to wherever they're looking to go. I hope these tips helped. Like and follow for more. Hey, it's Josh with Pro Team Collision, and this week's Pro Team Pro tip is look at where you want to go. Your vehicle will follow wherever your eyes are looking. So the farther you can look down the road, the safer you're going to be. You'll have more time to identify any types of hazards, construction, or traffic. You always want to be aware in your peripherals if anything else is changing. But if you see any of these hazards as you're approaching, do not focus on the hazards or your vehicle will end up drifting towards whatever that is. If it's road construction, a vehicle on the side of the road, there's going to be accidents on the side of the road. And unless you're planning on joining them, keep your eyes where your vehicle is intending to go. If you get focused on the accident on the side of the road, the gaper delays, you're going to slow down. You may end up hitting emergency vehicles, the pedestrians walking around the accident, or you can create a hazard on your own because you're slowing down and other vehicles are going to be potentially hitting you. So don't add to the chaos. Look at where you want to go as far out as you can look. If you're driving at night, using your high beams when there's no other vehicles approaching so you can see as far in advance and identify as much as you need to so you can operate your vehicle safely. I hope these tips helped. Like and follow for more. Nobody knows what this means. Why does it say no turn on red, but then other times it says wait for green? So what's the difference? No turn on red means you cannot make a turn on red. And what we're referring to is when you're in the right lane, you have to make a right at an intersection. You'll see no turn on red. And it means that you cannot make a right turn on red. You will get pulled over, you will get a ticket, you will get a citation. If it says wait for green, there is an offset traffic light. So when you approach a traffic light, you have cross traffic. And when the cross traffic comes to a stop, the opposing traffic has a left turn green. So you will not have a green light. The opposing traffic has the ability to make that left turn. So you have to yield to the cars coming through the intersection on that green light. I hope this tip helped. Like and follow for more. If you just got into an accident because somebody hit you, listen up because these tips are important. And listen up for the last one because it's the most important. If you or anybody inside your vehicle was injured during the accident, make sure you go and seek medical attention immediately. Everybody who's involved in an accident has PIP, which is personal injury protection. It's $5,000 towards any medical expenses due to the accident. Make sure you get checked. Don't skip over it. Your health is the most important. We can fix cars, we can't fix you. If you were involved in the accident and you're the other party that was hit, you're considered the liability or the claimant in the claim. So you have additional rights due to that policy. So you have the right to a fair settlement, which is if you need to replace your car, they need to give you a fair representation of the value of your vehicle so you can replace it with a like kind or quality vehicle. You also have protections from unfair practices, which means that you have the right to choose any repair facility of your choice. You have a right to have your claim settled in a timely manner, and you have a right to have your vehicle restored to pre-damage condition. One large benefit that you get when you're a claimant as opposed to your original insurance policy is your insurance policy, if you have rental coverage, you'll have up to 30 days of a rental car. If you're a claimant, you are eligible for a rental car for the length of time that your vehicle is involved in an accident. So while it's sitting there, while it's waiting for parts, while we're settling the claim, while it's going through any of those steps. And the last is there is a statute of limitations in Pennsylvania for up to 2 years. So after an accident, you have the ability to file a lawsuit for up to 2 years. That includes any medical expenses, loss from the claim, lost wages. So you have 2 years to make sure that you seek legal representation. I hope these tips helped. Like and follow for more.
Hey, it's Josh with Protein Collision. And did you know if you have things that spill inside your vehicle, that is also part of the claim? A lot of times when you're driving, you might have your coffee that spills while you have an impact or food inside your vehicle. And that is actually part of the claim to make sure that your vehicle is clean and sanitized back to pre-loss condition. So our obligation is to restore your vehicle to pre-damage condition. So making sure you disclose that information when you're dropping your vehicle off for repairs helps us to estimate it and plan the repair more efficiently. So like and follow for more.